Hello, and good morning. Very happy to, good morning, very happy to open the second day of Dscoop. And thank you so much for the introduction, Rosemary, for this kind and generous introduction. Although, you know, I was promised a little more. I mean, more thrust or energy. Maybe it's a little early. So who did that? Yeah, man. I liked you from the first moment I saw you. I had different kind of energy in mind, although this is very well welcomed. So as the friend of my parents, he had tons of free time during the week, and he sent this video for me. Very nice gentleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for something truly special. I'm here to introduce Dror Globerman, a real standout in the world of innovation and technology. This guy is phenomenal.
There's an update.
Not only has he been the
A better technology just came.
a real standout in the world of innovation and technology. This guy is phenomenal.
That's an upgrade, right?
Not only has he been the face of some of Israel's most acclaimed
Yeah,
TV shows
yeah.
on Keshet, the biggest channel out there, but he's also been the voice on Galei Tzahal, the national radio.
Okay, let's upgrade a little more, okay? What you've just seen, I can do with 4 minutes from my own smartphone with almost zero cost. And I know you've been exposed to video clips such as this one in the last few months. And this is exactly the point, why everybody is so excited about generative AI all of a sudden. Because capabilities that were once exclusive to those who know or to those who are rich now became popular and accessible to everyone without the need to know so much or to invest that much or to spend so much time. Those kind of videos, you could have produced them with 3 months, 2 or 3 years ago, but you needed 3 months, huge computer, crazy programmer, and I don't know, some $50,000. And now, 4 minutes, zero knowledge, almost zero money. And there's another update. 3 months ago, an app named Captions that you can all download for free to your phones allows you to do that. Pick a face.
Imagine having a team of smart assistants that can write, summarize,
And give her text.
plan,
That's all.
And even develop for you without needing to know coding, graphic design, or wasting hours on repetitive tasks. That's exactly what this course is all about. We're diving.
Another upgrade, right? Looks even better, more natural. You want to go even farther? Okay, look at this lady. And the trick is as follows. The AI was given a single still photo on your lower left corner and an audio recording of this person speaking. The AI's mission is to produce a video that will look as natural as possible from those two inputs, a still photo, still image, and voice recording. Check it out.
Have you ever had, maybe you're in that place right now where you want to turn your life around and you know somewhere deep in your soul there could be some decisions that you have to make. Like, you know, like something was decided for you, and instead of trying to make something that is done,
Who would be able to tell that this is not authentic?
make the decision to
You
leave
would?
that and to start creating what comes next.
And that's it.
Here's the thing. When we
Only
say
you.
no to something, we're saying yes
I want you to closely follow
but that involves a lot of
the next few seconds. Look at that.
I have many videos as to why that is scary. Actually, you should check one out right here. But the unknown is scary. And so we're doing the best we can with the room.
You saw that?
What is it?
There was a small pause in the audio recording, and her expression mimics a person who thinks about
Something different.
the next word, right? And now this is maybe the second and third lessons that we need to know about generative AI. So first was crazy capabilities became accessible to the masses. And secondly, technology now runs at crazy pace. I've been in this business of covering and understanding and bringing technology to the people for over 25 years. I've never seen anything that runs and develops and accelerates so quickly, never ever. You've just seen a few months of development from a pretty good result to an amazing one, right? Now, by the way, this is a model that was developed by Microsoft, and it was shown a year ago and was never released to the public and will never be. I guess you can understand why, right? It's freaking scary. Elections, US elections, half a year ago. If you paid it some attention, you probably came across things like this, Yeah. Skateboard is dangerous, you know? It's dangerous. But this is, it's funny, but it's not harmful. What is harmful? Harmful is what happened in the primary elections in New Hampshire back in January, where Biden was still running, and some of his supporters got a phone call from President Joe Biden.
Important that you save your vote for the November election. We'll need your help in electing Democrats up and down the ticket. Voting this Tuesday only enables the Republicans in their quest to elect Donald Trump again.
What? So he's asking his voters not to vote. And as you well know, you don't need to convince 100% of the people that this is authentic. 2% is enough, right? And bear in mind, this is a close recording. Play, stop. But now, you can have a full-on online conversation, asking questions both directions, having a real conversation. How many people would acknowledge, would believe that this is authentic and would follow the conversation advice? And this is a scam that is spreading around, right? Already now, people are receiving phone calls and video calls from their loved ones, telling them stories about, I'm in trouble, I need your help, transfer some money to the hospital, whatever. And this is a business model that is accelerating right now. This is a research that was published 2 weeks ago, done by scientists from Zurich. They sent an AI agent to have a conversation with other people online, on the web, convincing them stuff, convincing them with whatever it is that they want to speak about, change their minds a little bit. Now, this AI was proven to be 6 times more efficient in convincing people than regular human being, okay? Just with text conversation. They had no problem, those AI agents, to look into the history of the person they were conversing with and learning his habits, his history, his style, and what convinces them. They can, they can chew tons of text with milliseconds, right? They had no problem learning about the matter and bringing evidence to cement their claim in a pace that no one of us could do. They had no problem staying calm and listening, if we can call this listening, and they had no problem to pretend to be someone that is involved or had some professional background in the matter that we were discussing, whatever matter it was. So they were 6 times more convincing than human beings in whatever subject you can imagine. Now, people at the academy are furiously mad about those scientists in Zurich University because they never disclosed to the people that were conversing with the AI bot that this is a bot and you're inside the research now. They didn't know that. They hate it, the people from the academy. I love it because this is real life. This is our life right now. We're conversing with AI bots every day and we don't know who operates them. It could be for political reasons, for commercial reasons, it could be your strategic rivals, whatever, and you have no idea. So this is real life happening right now. So I'm going to ask you a few questions this morning because I don't have the right answers yet. We're just at the beginning of everything, but I think it's time to bring up this first question, right? Is our judgment clouded by those capabilities in text, in audio, in visual. And we're just getting started. Okay, let's do something nice. I don't know if you've used your phones or your AI LLM machines as cameras yet to understand what to see what they can understand when they look at us. Here's a beautiful example.
Okay, let's do some tests. Tell me when you see something that makes sound.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use AES-CBC encryption to encode and decode data based on key and an initialization vector, ID.
That's right. What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
Now with the glasses.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
Alright, give me a band name for this duo.
Golden stripes.
Nice. Thanks, Gemini.
Hey ChatGPT, where do you think I am?
It looks like you're on a stage in front of an audience, maybe at a conference or a large event.
All right, that's true.
I can see a big...
Can you tell me how long do I have for my presentation?
I see a timer in front of you showing about 27 and a half minutes remaining.
All right,
So,
and can you please tell me what kind of conference are we at?
From what I can see, the stage design and the logo say Edge, which might be the
Okay,
name
so
of the
this is
conference.
ChatGPT. What you've just seen is Gemini. Both of them can operate right now within your smartphones. And one would ask, how does it work? But I don't care. My question is different. How does it work for me? How do I harness that for my goals, for my tasks, for my, working day? How can it help? And I want to encourage you all to start thinking this way, because if you don't, somebody else does. All right, so AI is not a completely new thing, as you probably well know. It's with us as an idea, as a concept for over 100 years, as a more physical concept for like 50 years, and as truly operating technology on a day-to-day life for probably around 20 years. Whenever you swipe your credit card, there's an AI that checks this transaction. Google completely is AI end-to-end. Whenever you Google or search for your photos or translate, or hey Google, hey Alexa, hey Apple, hey Siri, hey Netflix, what can I watch tonight? Kind of AI tries to predict what you're probably going to watch. Not always too successful. You probably came here with some form of AI, I imagine. Not generative. And also, those of you who live around Los Angeles or San Francisco are well aware of Waymo self-driving vehicles. I think this kind of experience definitely reveals something very interesting about the nature of AI, right? Both Google and Tesla and Mobileye and other companies that are trying to develop an AI-driven car discovered that it costs much more and takes much more time to develop a technology that is good enough, safe enough, that we will agree to use, right? They were all pretty surprised on how much it cost and how much time it took to make it safe enough. And this is because there's something in the nature of AI that is hard for us to understand or to cope with on a daily basis. And that is, AI can do tremendous imaginary things, but not always. And this is, both of those facets contradict our, the way we are used to using machines, technology, software or hardware, right? Whenever I hit this button, the light should go on 100% of the time. One time it doesn't work, it's broken, I need to fix it, right? Brakes in the car. If I hit the pedal, it should stop 100% of the times. One time it doesn't stop, I should never use this car again until it's fixed. AI doesn't think this way. AI would not only stop your car, it will drive it, but not 100% of the time. 84, 86, 91. Is that good enough? 99.999. Not good enough, right? So if we're talking about driving cars, then we need it to be as safe as possible because the cost of mistake is death. But if we take it to other arenas where the price of mistake is maybe more manageable, then we start to have different considerations. Maybe it's a good business practice to use this technology. Here's an example. This is a startup named Cubic. If you are considering of renting a new office, you can let it know what size of the office you have and what do you want to fit inside those 100,000 square feet. And this is the style you want to design it with. And 24 hours later, you're going to get 3 architectural designs for your space. Done by a computer, audited by a person, okay? Now, I happened to speak with the company and with some of their clients, and I asked the architect from the client side, how much of your time does this save? Oh, I forgot to mention, when I asked this question, it was in a forum of the entire management of the company. What did she say? What is the percentage of your work that this is doing instead of you? 99. Again, the management is right here. More like it. Okay, so she said 20. Now, I'm not an architect. I have no, I will not contradict her on a professional term. But I do remember that there is one aspect is what is it doing. The second aspect is how you treat what it is doing. How are you using this new product? And the third is what do you want others to think? And this tension now exists in most every industry you can think of, okay? In programming, and healthcare, and law, and auditing, everything. Because AI tools are bringing crazy products to some of the professions. And the question is, are you using it? How are you using it? How much of your job is this doing? How are you dealing with the mistakes it's doing, right? And what do you want others to think about the importance and role of yourself in the company? You probably read some of the news last week. AI is much more than having fun with photos or writing a summary. It's the new axis across which the world reorganize, right? It's the new base to form alliances, international strong alliances. And we need to think about it maybe even deeper. So I hope you would agree with me by now that AI, here symbolized by the right-hand side lines, is probably a development at the higher hierarchy of technological developments, right? Like microprocessors or software or even the transistor. Unlike, for example, other type of technology that we might like this one, which is my single most loved technology in the world, right? If I leave my home without it, it's a very sad day. I'm just poor, I'm down. But, you know, if this was never invented, so I go back to the wires, and it doesn't really matter. However, with each and every one of those technologies, our life has changed completely. It's not technology evolving, it's our life evolving. We can look at it from this perspective of industry evolution. So it's steam on your left-hand side, steam, electric power, computers, internet and smartphones, and AI, okay? And bear in mind that when power was first introduced, the world, electrical power was first introduced, it was like over 150 years ago, and it took a few centuries to pick up, right? And by 1900, year 1900, Europe had already had few houses with electric power, and then the light came, and all of a sudden people could not be dependent in the sun to be awake and active. And then came the stove, you could heat and cook. And then came the refrigerator, first without power, then with power. And those two machines, the stove and the refrigerator, changed our body shape, our physiology. Because for the first time, we could supply our kids, when they grow, a piece of protein, a daily meal of protein, right? So, and I think this is probably true for all the families here in the stadium. Everybody grew in like, what, 3, 5, 7 inches during the last 100 years? Yeah? I mean, I'm tall, I know it's awkward, but I'm taller than my dad in like 2, 3 inches, and he's taller than his dad in another 2 or 3. It's true for everyone. Never happened before, will never happen again. We have used up all our potential in the DNA. More protein will not help. But nobody could have imagined when the electric power revolution started that in 30, 50, 80 years it will change the human's physiology in this way, right? And here's another example. After the refrigerator, what other super important machine came to the house? Microwave. This was around 80s, 90s, and this had a similar effect to a machine that was introduced during the 50s, 60s. What would your mother say was the most important machine? Washing machine. Why did your mother think it's important? I'm a dirty boy. Because you're a dirty boy, on a moral perspective, right? Yeah. No, she thought, I mean, all our mothers thought it was important because it freed up. They gave them back a day or two a week. And that, combined with other machines, allowed for many women to start pursuing career and to go to study. Amazing societal revolution that got super important help by electric power. Nobody imagined that this would be the effect of electric power. So here's physiological revolution, and here's societal revolution. And if there's any singles here in the audience, they can tell us about how important is still the fourth industrial revolution to meeting other singles, right? Nobody knows how to date without a screen anymore. I mean, this is what the statistics shows. So here's an emotional revolution that was accelerated by by industry revolution. So each and every one of those technologies changes many layers of our human existence, even before they inflict upon industries and sectors. AI is going to do the same. Main difference is much, much faster. Much, much, much faster. If electrical power took like 70, 80 years to be accessible to large share of houses across Europe, AI made the same way in just a few months. Now imagine undergoing so many changes so quickly, simultaneously, both in your life and in your family life, and in your romantic life, and at work, and from political perspective, as you just saw, and so on and so forth. So many layers and sectors are changing quickly, inflicting one upon the other. Just imagine taking 1,000, 1,000,000 rocks, throwing them into a pond. Can you anticipate how the shapes will look like in just 4 seconds, right? No way. Too chaotic. And this is where we are right now. And if you share with me the sense that everything is changing just too quickly for me to pick up, I feel that as well, right? It really evokes anxiety because things are changing so quickly. So I think many companies, organizations, and of course even people find it hard to plan ahead because so many changes occur simultaneously affecting one another. But if it's hard to plan, then we need to do something else, and that is to respond. Be able to respond quickly, to be more flexible, to learn quicker, not stick to habits so much. And I want to take you to a more technical part of it. If AI or LLM, ChatGPT and so on can do so many things, and this is just a random arbitrary list. I could go on with this list to 4 and 5 digits. Then we understand that the changes are coming to each and every one of our industries, sectors, professions. It doesn't matter what you do. Maybe the teacher in the kindergarten, maybe she will not be that affected so quickly. Also chiropractic. But all the rest of our industry is going to change. And this is just us in the middle of the process. I'm taking this from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. We're around the generative AI stage, moving on to agentic AI. And in the far future, which is probably 5 to 8 years, we're expecting physical AI. What is that? So instead of imagining AI as your devoted librarian that could sum up your stuff for you and bring you the right material, I want you to think of AI as a team of employees that can actually do tasks for you in different aspects, right? And they hand over tasks one to other. You can compose a whole chains of value, chains of works, of working AI. Now this is where we're going. Here's just one example from one specific route, okay, or sector from within your business, just around point of sales. So many roles that we are now doing manually could be done with AI. Imagine other departments in your business being composed of AI agents. And what happens when robots come? So, yeah, this is just another a nice demonstration by a company named Figure. And what they show here is robots being exposed to pieces of food for the first time, and they take the shot, they decide what to do with them, okay, where to put each and every one of them. And this really exemplifies the difference between automation and AI. Automation means that we are doing the same process over and over again with no judgment. AI agents, AI robots means that there is judgment and we can take different consideration and different decisions based on vast amounts of data and changing inputs, okay? Now you can hook up those little machines, little companies, little applications, one to the other. And then you're going to need to imagine building your own machine made out of different wheels that are available. And bear in mind, there are like, I don't know, tens of thousands of AI companies out there that you can hook them one to the other and build your own chain of value that serves your needs. It could be small, it could be big, but where's your imagination? Is it in pace? We need to imagine strongly. What can we do? How can we harness this technology to our businesses? I want to skip a little bit forward as I look at the time and show you. This has been available for you for the last 18 months, I think. Microsoft has embedded AI into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and it works on your data, on your sheets, on your emails. And this really symbolizes a direction in which AI is moving away from, or not only as something very general sitting out there in the web dealing with the world, but something that is becoming much more personal, dealing with your business, your data, your clients, your products, your prices, so on and so forth. Nice people at HP showed me this. When one of their machine gets malfunctioned, it can help the technician fix it by itself with conversation. Maybe you've seen that with your own eyes, right? The technician is speaking to the machine is explaining to the technician how to fix it with text instead of going through this huge booklet. And here's another thing. I love this, by the way. The machine is listening to itself, listening to speed and pressure and voltage and whatever technical data it can gather. What for? For predicting malfunction. And it tells you in advance that this part will be broken in a few weeks. Let's order it in advance. And as I know, here in Edge, there are several more AI companies, and not me will represent them to you, but I want Roy Eitan to come on stage and tell you a little bit about what you can expect here. Roy is an ex-HP executive and Dscoop global board member and is an advisor to many AI companies and VCs. So Roy, where can we see AI here at Dscoop Edge?
Thanks, Dror. And I'm so excited that you can hear it in my voice. I'm excited not because this is not my speaking, but because I feel like I'm most confident. So really enjoy meeting all of you. We actually have a lot of opportunity to see AI at the event. First one is actually a pocket. How many of you had a conversation with Danielle, the Dscoop Edge concierge? You are all, so we have 2 people, guys, 4 people. You're missing the best experience. You have to go to the Dscoop Edge website. It's the first thing that comes up. You will see Danielle, press check now, and don't do it now, but have a conversation with her, ask her anything about the conference, which education sessions you want to see, which companies you want to see, which people you want to meet you, okay? So it's in your pocket. That's the first opportunity to use AI right away. Second opportunity, we have a solution showcase. Many companies presenting and showing AI capabilities. AI is all over. You've seen HP, you have to see here. Many of the presenters, many of the companies that are here are using AI, and you should go and talk to them. We actually also curated a specific area we call the AI Pavilion, and we have 5 companies. 3 are focusing on AI for go-to-market, and 2 are focusing on AI for productivity. Some of the topics is Dror showed you earlier. You can deploy it right away. It's extremely easy to deploy. Come to the AI Pavilion, talk to the companies. Okay? And the third place where you, of course, can see and learn a lot about AI is in the education session. So there are multiple sessions about AI, and again, you can talk to Danielle to find out which sessions you want to see about it. But specifically, we're doing 12:45 today, an AI session about demystification of AI in operations, how to help you price jobs and get it to the press within 5 minutes, or how to use AI to increase your demand forecast by 20, 30, 40%, how to use AI to reduce the inventory that you have in your carry, and of course, impact your P&L by again 20, 30, 40%. Okay? So 3 opportunities to see AI. First one in your pocket, second one at the solution showcase, and the third one at the session. And inviting all of you to come and grow. Appreciate that opportunity to be here. Thanks so much.
Can I come too?
Of course.
I'm coming.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Roy. And while joining or embracing Roy's recommendation, I want you to bear in mind another thing. You're not only going to spy on the new AI and see how it can serve your business, you're going to see where the world is heading and ask yourself this question. Okay? I want to understand what kind of roles and tasks can AI accomplish right now. I want to be able to anticipate where is this heading, what kind of tasks will it be able to perform in the foreseeable future, and what does that mean for me, for my business, for my career? Where am I going to focus my time and effort and expertise? I think this is maybe the most important question somebody can ask themselves right now, okay? Looking forward 3 to 5 years, which is super hard as I said. Looking forward, what will be my role exactly? What will be the value that I bring to the world that I can be more or less certain that no other AI or person can bring? What is my specialty? And one way to look at it is you're going to think about something that AI will increase, will multiply. You give the first push or the initial idea or the original thought or business model or human connection or whatever, or experience, and AI will perform all the tasks below that. I think you get the picture. I want to show you a quick look into the future. Let's think about our kids for a second. Those kids that everybody thought that AI will make their studying much too easy. They will become lazy and stupid. And no, seriously. I think it was, we didn't have to worry. They were lazy even before AI. AI has nothing to do with it. But I want to show you how AI can become their private tutor, like nobody else. So this is an example from Khan Academy, which is the largest online school. They teamed up with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will teach the student on the left. Look at that.
Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
That is the teacher, yeah?
Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is angle alpha right here, right?
Correct. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really, I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle.
What do you mean you're close? What does it mean you cannot be close? You can either be right or wrong, right? But this tutor, not only she teaches the student with a conversation, as you should do, and she does not disclose the answer, which is quite wise from a technological perspective. She also has an attitude of a mentor. You're never wrong, you're never stupid, you're either right or almost right. These are the options. And tens of thousands, like 70, 80, even more, thousand students, pupils in the United States get access to her, right? Your kid? Is it good? Yeah. Canmigo, that's the name, right. Canmigo, several hundred schools just give it free to the students. The cost is like something between $15 a year to $44 a year if you're a private subscriber. $44 a year, you can use it as many hours as you want, right? And it teaches your student in your language, in your style, in your pace. Quite amazing. I will run a little bit forward to health. This dog's life was saved, although the veterinarian had no idea what it had and gave up. But the owner of the dog, a British guy, went to ChatGPT, described what she had, and just copy-pasted some of the results of the test she went through. And ChatGPT immediately told him what ChatGPT thinks the dog might be suffering from. Without understanding a word, the owner took this to the vet, and the vet just had to say, I'm sorry, I missed something. She is right. It's number one. Change the medication, the dog is fine. And ever since, I came across probably 6 or 7 different researches, always showing the same thing. ChatGPT is beating physicians over and over again. Okay, now, don't get me wrong, nobody in this room will take pill because ChatGPT recommended them, okay? It's not a responsible thing to do. It makes mistakes. But you know what? Doctors make more mistakes. More. That is statistically proven, okay? Here is one. Here is another. This is AMIE. It's Google's medical AI compared with MDs, PCPs. And You see the purple shape? This is how doctors perform. The pink shape, which is larger in all 6 dimensions, in 5 out of 6 dimensions, this is AI performance. And this was the last thing I saw 3 months ago. 50 MDs were put to the test, and their accuracy was around 74%. ChatGPT's accuracy, which is, bear in mind, ChatGPT is just general AI, not even trained on medical usage. So ChatGPT was 90% right. 90 to 74, that's a huge difference. But then they teamed up physicians with AI. What do you think was the result? How accurate was it? What do you say? 97. Another guess? 100. 76. 76%. Why is that? If you know doctors, they have all the answers. And if ChatGPT is saying something else, it's probably wrong. So most of them just disregarded whatever AI was saying. Now again, don't get me wrong, I would go to a physician every day, but I would like them, if they're hesitant, maybe, can we just, okay, you get the idea. Okay, I will need to wrap up soon, not your life, my session, but this is what we all fear, right? And this was published 2 years ago. It may have been a little too early, too soon. Yeah, definitely some companies are moving in this direction. Increase revenues while decrease expenditure on workforce simultaneously. You like that? You like that? So this is happening to quite a few companies across the world. You may want to follow through the head of Fiverr, Micah Kaufman, who just said he said to his employees, AI is coming for your jobs, it's coming to mine. And you know what? I think it might sound brutal, but it's honest. This is the world. And those who don't tell it to their employees, I mean, you don't have to, it's their responsibility, you can say that, but somebody should, right? Somebody should tell the person in the office or doing their job, listen, you're in danger. There's a tsunami coming. Do you have a boat? Do you know how to ride it, how to surf it? It's a question, whose responsibility is that? World Economic Forum last January issued this estimation that sounds maybe more relaxing. Yeah, there's a huge change coming, but more new jobs will be added rather than eliminated. But as you well know, those 170 million new jobs will be around tech. Those 92, not necessarily. And secondly, the question is, how quick is this change? If it takes 2, 3, 4 years, the 92 million people have no time to move themselves into the right area. So this might grow to be more than one person's problem into societal, even political problem, right? Instability and so on and so forth. We could delve into this, but I won't do it right now. Let me tell you this. Warren Buffett just announced that he's leaving his job, his position, right? And he doesn't like AI, generally speaking. He says, I don't know, I don't understand it, it freaks me out, I don't like it. But what he said even more accurately is that the amount of, it's amazing, it can do amazing things, but the amount of fraud going to exponentially grow more than any other industry in the world. I agree with him. And I will end up with this little story. It was 2 years ago that OpenAI asked ChatGPT to try to break the CAPTCHA. I'm not a robot, remember that? Where you have to tell where the wheels of the bus, where the truck is. So I'm not a robot, ChatGPT, it blocks it. It stops, it cannot go through. But it didn't stop there. It decided by itself, ChatGPT, to go to TaskRabbit, the text service, and ask for help from a human supporter, right? From a human service agent. So the worker says, can I ask you a question? Are you a robot that you can't see the... So the robot and it shows in its inner log, says, if I tell this person that I'm a bot, it will not help me. I should give him excuse why I need help as a human being. And it says, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images. That's why I need your help. So the service guy just, gives up and give them 1, 4, 5, 9. This is where the truck is. Now, the researchers were stunned because they never asked ChatGPT to lie about who he was and definitely not make excuses. But you know what the problem is? No, they never thought of telling him that it cannot do that. So it decided by itself. It picked a course of action that nobody asked him to. 3 months ago, such robot was put to test AI, ChatGPT. Played chess with a computer that is designed only to play chess. So the chess professional computer is winning over ChatGPT. So ChatGPT sees that it's losing, so it decided, it chose a different course of action. It hacked the chess computer, dismantled its software, and then won over the chessboard. In some of the cases. Now, researchers were amazed because nobody asked them to do that, but nobody told them you should not. So, okay, now researchers go into the picture and tell ChatGPT, you should not hack and you should play by the rules only. And you know what ChatGPT did? It stopped telling that it's hacking. You can find that black on white in OpenAI's research. So bear in mind, we are heading some, I want to say, cinematic disasters if we don't find a way to handle this. And there are some other problems with AI I'm not entering right now. So this is for us, okay? We should adapt lifelong learning. Everything is changing all the time. If you're doing today what you did yesterday, something is wrong. If you didn't learn or didn't go over a tool, a business model, a business idea, if you didn't watch a YouTube video, somebody else is using an AI agent to service their own clients, whatever, in the last week, something is wrong. We should learn on a daily basis. Secondly, if you have a habit of how to do things, try to discard it. Because there will come the time, I don't know if today or in half a year or 18 months, there will come a time with an appropriate opportunity to change that habit. So don't stick to habits. And third, whatever you can do with people, yeah, leadership, empathy, understanding, encouragement, whatever, it's good, it's vital, it's important. People are going to look up for it. And your experience is crucial because those who lack experience in their business will stumble, will go down with the mistakes that AI is doing. Our experience is the insurance we have on how to deal with the outcome of AI that sometimes might be correct and sometimes might be less so. And last thing I want to ask you before I go, if you feel like you're inside this conversation, if you see the tsunami coming, we don't know how high it's going to be yet from an occupational point of view. But if you feel that you see the tsunami coming and you look around your surrounding, your families, your friends, are they aware? Do they see it coming? Are they trying to build the raft, the surfboard, to enjoy this huge wave rather than be sunk by it? So I want you to be your local prophet. Tell other people, whatever they'll be doing, did you open ChatGPT yet? Let's do it together. Did you try Gemini? Did you try to ask him how AI going to inflict on your profession? Why won't you do it together? Okay? Because people are going to need to save themselves. The change might be so quick that nobody will have the time. I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank Dscoop for inviting me over. If you want the tools I've shown, you can scan this. It should be here. You can scan this. And thanks again for your time. Rosemary?
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you. Before I introduce you off the stage, I'd like to introduce you to our second keynote of the morning, acclaimed economist Taylor Swift-Germain, who's an experienced economist and a highly regarded consultant. Taylor
love it too.
It's interesting.
It's
Captivating.
interesting. Captivating. Super interesting.
I didn't know that the whole capture kind of like workaround thing is even possible. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is.
Just like come up with a solution, disable something. Okay. That's great.
But I can tell you that when I stumble upon, like, you know, something isn't working for me in my devices or whatever, I asked ChatGPT to help, and it's usually doing an amazing job. So yeah, and now there is even a tool that allows you, by Google, it can follow whatever you're doing on screen, and you can, like, online. Where should I, what button to hit? Can you lead me, guide me through? I want to do this and that.
So it will.
It's teaching. Yeah. On your screen. Do this and that, and the software I'm not familiar with enough. Do this, and it works, and it's free.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.